question everything for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, you know, it's highly interesting how, you know, they say that the transatlantic slave trade started in 1619 and how that was when the first African got over here. Now, first off, the dates when it comes to what's going on with that is highly interesting, man, because, you know, United States as we know it today didn't get their independence to the 1700s, for one. So that means when you go back to 1619 and back, that was 13 colonies, that was the British rule of Great Britain. Great Britain and the Europeans was beefing with each other on the soils of America. The French, same thing. They was beefing with Great Britain as well. At the same time, all these people was beefing around these time frames, and then I'm definitely going to send out a video with the time frames because none of this is adding up. At the same time they doing all that, they beefing with the Indians of America. At the same time they doing all this fueling and warring amongst each other, as well as with the Indians of America, they're in Africa in 1619 taking Africans and making them slaves. How is that when there's no wars stated that they was warring with Africa to take slaves? None of that was happening. And the Great Britain didn't start warring with South Africa till about, what, the 1800s, give or take? So how is this any truth? How do they have all this ability to move all around like that and go to Africa and get 5 and 10 million people to make them slaves? On top of all the people that was here in America as native and indigenous people and warring with them. At the same time, warring with Great Britain for their independence. At the same time, Great Britain warring with France. Dude, they've been lying to us, guys. They've been lying to us so heartily. And you got to start looking up the numbers yourself and looking up these dates that they got up there, because they're not telling no truth. This is why we keep telling y'all we are indigenous aboriginals of America, the true American, you know what. This is just the reality to it. Because the more you think about it, this is why they stopped us from reading for 200 years. Because they had to rewrite history. They had to change all things, all places, and the people in order to give us back a history. Like Napoleon Bonaparte said, history is just a bunch of lies agreed upon. He who wins the war gets to rewrite history. So they had to stop us from reading in order to put all this googly-gok back in our brains 200 years later as a program to state that we're from Africa. When in all retrospect, all the numbers and all the dates doesn't add up. Not even the wars. Because if you got that many people that they said leaving your land, you would know that there was some type of wars going on strong. Ain't really none of that mentioned. They talk about the block age after that in the 1800s, after 1619. Now it's a block age, and it was sort of like low scrimmages all around to stop what they say was the slave trade coming from Africa. But see, what we say, the slave trade started in America with Columbus coming to America and taking our people and bringing them and selling them all around the world. That's what we say, because that's the reality of what is actually documented when you do investigative research for yourself. And that's what Dan Calloway is talking about, Kurumi IU is talking about, the research guy on YouTube is talking about, and many others, because the receipts are there. But see, this is what it means to be under another nation who Holocaust massacred and genocide your people under their political power, their political outlook of who you are and what you are and where you coming from and what you stand for and what your culture is all based off of how they narrate your reality. And that's just what it is. So I'm gonna drop some of these dates and some of these receipts, man, because dude, it ain't adding up. We've been lied to, man. And it's not rocket science to think that we've been lied to. Think about it. The people that came to infringe on you gonna tell you the truth. If they're going to tell you the truth about all your reality, why didn't give you reparations? If they're going to tell you the truth about all your land and where you're from, then Why didn't give you a bill passed for protection against hate crimes right here in America when you're #1 on the list to be hated in the country? See, we playing these games with this system and these colonizers, but at the end of the day, they know the truth. They the one who wrote us out of it. They the ones who paper genocide our people out of it after 200 years of stopping us from reading by all means necessary. Literally, by all means necessary. You couldn't even congregate, come together. Five Negro men coming together, 10 Negro men, that would cause Slave Patrol to come see you. Even now, you and your homies can't get together and bring 25 people out and stand on the street corner. I don't give you a suits and ties, you name it. Those boys gonna come through to see what y'all doing. Because that's just how we work. Because we still under the same reality, inadvertently, not understanding what's going on and what it means to be under the imperial system of what we call governments. And that's just 100. So stay diligent. Always ask questions. And self-investigate, research for yourself. And link up with people that is trying to get outside the box of the programs of what they have programmed to think us to think like, and start to get the information that they don't want us to have, that they don't want to teach, that they don't want put out there, because at the end of the day, that type of information holds what is really going on with our reality and where we're going into the future, being under this one nation, under their God, being crushed. Because at the end of the day, if we don't know for ourselves, then how do we know at all? Because at the end of the day, the colonizers control the schools, school curriculum, institutions, religious unions, universities, you name it. It's under their control. All we are just the face, the teacher, the name, Martin Luther King School. But other than that, what goes on in the books, what goes in the mindsets of the children through the programs, through the curriculum, we have no control over. And that's just 100. So with that, study, research, look for yourself, and link up with those that are doing it on the outskirts of what it means to be outside the box and outside the program. Other than that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Praise, praise.